Good morning. Well, it's 8:45 and I had an awful, well, I can't say it was an awful night's sleep because the bits of sleep I had was great. It was the bits in between, the bits of good sleep, the waking up to Bear's crying. Now, this is part of having a foster dog or an adopted dog or taking on a dog that's older that you don't know what's going on with it. So for me, I've gone out there to bring him into my home, but I don't know his history. And he's coming to our home, my home, our home, mine and Batty's and Elsa's space, our tribe. And he's now realising that we have our ways of doing things. Now, he's allowed to sleep with us and things like that, but he doesn't, and he wants to be outside. And when he does try and get in, Elsa gives him, what for? Only a grumble, but she's, telling him to behave himself. So last night he was up, scratching at the door. That was after coming back from a walk. So he'd been for a good walk before bed, done all his things, so everything was fine. He'd been fed, watered, the works. Comes in, has a cup of tea and goes to bed, as we do every night. But last night he cried and that, and then fell asleep, and then woke up crying at the door and everything. I'd gone out and give him a chance. I got out, went outside, and I'd give him, this is like the first time they was whinging. I'd gone out and said, right, well, go on then, if you want a wee, or poo. We're out here now, stood in pyjamas in the rain, giving him a chance, because that's dogs for you. And I brought him in, because he didn't do anything, just started barking and stuff. So I brought him in, and then we did the settle and then the sleep and all over again. And then eventually he was whinging again. It's 3:00 in the morning. I don't know, I refused to look at my clock because then I'd have got upset. So, and he just stood there and looked at me and pissed all over the floor. It wasn't necessary, it was just him being a little twat. I said to him, I said, no, that's naughty. I thought there's no point in me trying to even do anything. I can't see to get the mop bucket or anything. I'll just have to sort it out in the morning. I lay down, I could smell something. So he then shat in the middle of the floor. Now, this is really frustrating because he goes for a walk and he eats at a regular time, twice a day, just like the other two. So there is no reason for that kind of thing. And he hasn't got a tummy ache or anything. Everything's solid, So there's no reason for him to poo in the middle of the night. Apart from he got himself into a state crying and wanted to go out because that's what he's used to. And he wasn't going to because he needed to stay in. So I just waited, and then he went back to sleep. And I got up this morning, I've cleaned it all up. So more shampoo, mopping the floor, and putting his poo into the compost toilet with mine, because it'll break down just as well. And we'll put it in at the end of the end of the week. So that was my night. Elsa's been absolutely fine. She's a star. She's healing so well, and she's, apart from the fact that she's still got this thing about other dogs and barking at them like crazy and bouncing about the car, and chasing after them. Apart from that, she's spot on with her behaviour and her recall. And Batty is just Batty as usual. has his moments, but he's pretty much my perfect little mate, aren't you, Mr. Batty? Yeah. So it's just waiting and hanging on in there, trying to be patient while he learns. And I'm going to change his training now, because I think part of what it is in the day he's attached to one of the lads. He's, as in the lad and him are kind of attached to each other, and they're always constantly by each other's side. And so when the lad goes to bed, he wants to be the lad, unless he wants to try and escape on his wanders. So he needs to change that, because I think to him his pack is the lads, and my packings with Elsa and Batty. And that's all very well and good, but say if the lads decide one morning that they want to leave Creative Roots, or something else comes up, or life happens as it does, and they go, and then what's going to happen to him then? You have got a little cough, haven't you, this morning? Hey? Shall we go and get some water in a minute? Yeah? Okay. So what we'll do is I'm going to just give him allocated, like, walking hours with the lad. And the rest of the time he's going to be with me, Elsa and Batty, walking about and doing, instead of walking about attached to the lad doing that stuff, he's going to be with us, because he's managed to get out in a couple of different spaces where even Elsa's not managed to get out of before, and I'm out of money for fencing, so we can't have him roaming unless he's just back from his walk, and then he can run and have zoomies and play with Elsa, or when we're in the enclosures with them, taking them off, because then we've got a chance to hold on to him. But if we're busy doing something and not paying attention to him, he's gone. So it's really important for us to hang on in there, change our behaviour, how we're behaving with him, and give him a chance to adapt, because it's a lot of stuff to take in, and I don't want there being confusion. I want there to be straight lines, boundaries, where he knows this is his home, this is where he lives, these are his pack members, and the others are his friends, and he can go and play out and come back. So hopefully we'll see how that goes over the next few days. So anyway, that's enough of me rambling on this morning. It's late enough as it is. I'm bloody starving. I've got my cup of tea made. The dogs have all been fed. I've not done the medicine just yet, but it's time for me to have me sit down and a cup of tea. So I'll catch you in a bit. So it's just gone dinner time, and we've had a not an omelette, because I can't really do omelettes, but it's kind of like omelette with scrambled egg. So it was good and we all enjoyed it. Where are we up to? It's rained pretty much all morning after Bear got back. So it was a day for sorting and organising. But now the sun's out, which you can see out there. It's like pretty damn warm out there. And I've got a roast dinner cooking in the oven. So in here we're toasty. We've got roast pumpkin and sweet potato and carrot, all getting themselves cooked ready for us tea. And we've got so much sorted in here. It's finally definitely coming to be coming right. Look, I've got books on my bookshelf, I've got all my tools sorted into the right boxes and all sorted out. Simon, you'll be able to bring my stuff from Himsa pretty damn soon now. All the craft stuff sorted into the boxes, and I'm just washing another jar to put another load of fresh tea in there. I've got loads more jars washed and cleaned. I've got another 3 going on in the cooker at the moment, because it's not like reusing a jar and making it, you know, upcycling it to an excellent long-term storage system. I'm just heating the jars up to clean them, so I've used rainwater. I'm boiling it, and then once I've given it a wash and all the stickers are off, I put them on the oven to dry, because then the steam evaporates from them and they'll be perfectly clean and dry and ready to, pretty much sterile, ready to have the tea in. What else are we doing? We're just making a door hook or coat hook for the inside of the door. So that's where we're up to, and loads of progress going on, and I'll let you know how it goes and what happens when I catch up with you shortly. As you can see, it's getting close for losing light, and it's raining again. That's alright, we've had some dry bits and we've had some amazing things happen today. We're just having a look at some bits on the Guinea hutch, but it's like, you know, everything got come out and then it was rain. It was like, nah. So I don't know if you can hear Bear snoring, enjoying letting his food settle. Elsa's snuggled down there too. Batty's up top. The stove's still burning. The veg has been slow cooking all day in the stove, and the jars up top are drying out, because we got some more jars sterilised and drying out, ready for putting things in. So all in all, it's been a really fantastic day of progress, where you can energetically feel the difference, even though you can't see it, because when things are organised and clean and sorted, it just feels so much better. It certainly does for me. And so I'm gonna head off now. I'll probably speak to you again later before bedtime, so in case that there may be more news, there may not be. Who knows? You never know what's going to happen next here at Creative Roots. But all in all, I am absolutely so grateful for all of this, and so happy and pleased that things are in such a way now that anyone comes, we can brew up, we can do things, we can show them what we've got for sale. Obviously, there's still more sorting to do, but yeah, I feel really happy that things are done, and you know, we're in a better position to welcome any guests. Well, it's night time here, and Batty's crashed out. Bear's just in from his walk. We'll see whether we have a repeat of last night or not, because me and him have hung out pretty much all of today. He's had his big walks, he's peed plenty, he hasn't had a nighttime poo yet. We'll see. Only time will tell. Bear, come on. Good boy. Come on. So, good lad. So what are we doing now? Elsa's going to sleep with Bear tonight, I think, because gives him the company, and it might be nice for them to snuggle up together. We're not sure what we're going to do tomorrow, because it's all weather dependent, but the aim is to put a lock on the door, an indoor lock, as in one that works from the inside. We were going to do that today, but the drill is a cheap drill, and when you use it, it gets hot real quick. So when we made the coat hanger, which was really important to do as well, it ended up being that the drill was too hot. So we've been talking about how to do it so we can have the door locked tomorrow. Is there anything else? I don't think so. I think that's pretty much us for tonight. Like I say, we're going to see how things progress with Mr. Bear. And I look forward to tomorrow. So please, if you're liking keeping up to date with things, subscribe. And if you want notifications, hit that bell so that you know when our videos come out and you can get to watch it first. Don't forget to send us your comments and ask questions, and that's what we're here for. I love reading your questions and seeing, getting your feedback. And share, let other people know this is what's going on. We're here in central Portugal, starting up a conscious community. The aim is to live in balance with nature, and so everything from ourselves to the animals here and the plants. So it's all about balance and about being true to ourselves, and finding a way to do that. What are you looking for, Mr. Bear? Eh? What is it you want? Because there is nothing up there that's edible. Might just give him a biscuit. Just a little one. So what else is there? I think that's about it, really. So, big loves from us all. And hope to see you tomorrow.